This is day 832 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you respond to our coming share more of the Shulchan Yomi, please call me directly. Very greatly appreciated. They were doing Siman Tov Kuf Chav Zayin. Sif Test to Test Zayin. Test. The Tzorshi Tavshils is their regular Facebook a pass. This cooked dish has to be suitable to accompany bread, kibbutz, bedogim like meat and fish, beitzim and eggs, a sharmi, tavshilin. Otherwise, cooked dishes shall claim a pasta with which we eat bread. That's why you can't use cereal. Shenu kasa. Even somebody eats cereal with bread. We're not gory, says we don't care. His perspective is negated. It's like eating bread with bread. Lift on so to all sorts of accompaniments. Which you don't eat with bread. Come out simis, like carrot simis. It's bem marvin bem. You can't use in favor. If you have a thick dish of wheat or barley, tigun also, so all sorts of fried kemach flour. Marvin bem because of air. You don't eat them together with bread. Inu gufa hareka b'kalechem. They are like bread in of themselves. So it's like a cooked dish with bread. That's why if you have a cereal made of like a porridge of wheat and barley, marim, but you can use veneer, depending on the early. That seems to me. The daisa shulchitim kedushos a cereal of crushed grain, of crushed wheat. Alma the animal. We say it's not effective. So no matter what, if it's a cooked dish, so she had some should normally eat bread. The same top if it doesn't have a name cooked dish, it will pass like bread. If ain't no milk, it's not effective. Because the combination there's all sorts of fried dishes. Combination casas. I'm not sure what casas is, but obviously it's some sort of grain dish. It doesn't. It's not effective for erev tavshilin. That's Allah. You had tavshil zesh amr this cooked dish. We talked about afilu tzliv and it's roasted. Afilu shalok even cooked klama shaloni b'ashel kara ui. It's not cooked completely. Only bashes like that. It's overly cooked. Even if it is pickled in vinegar or bechardal or in mustard. Or it's been soaked in water for more than 24 hours. It's good to eat. That's all fine. Something which is soaked is like something which is cooked. Mishabura says if even if it's only soaked long enough that if you were to put on a fire, it would have begun to boil. That's already considered to be cooked for the purpose of Ve'ev Tavshilin. I feel ma'ushan even if it's something smoking, but if it's good to eat, I will just like it's cooked. I feel bishul kal, but even if it's a very light form of cooking, like just rinsing with hot water, like small fish, I mean, a certain type of them, we rinse them off in hot water, and that's the complete cooking for them. For the purpose of eating. With this, Mishem Allah has the name of being cooked. Even if it's eaten raw normally, if you cook them and you use them in company bread, such as apples, something similar, is suitable to curry bread. Even though in terms of their cooking, being cooked. So the things which are not given enough to be served on a king's table. Like the small fish. Even though there's no bishul akum by these things, for the first if tavshilin is it could be cooked. Can combine pairs also types of fruit, rockets and vegetables, which are eaten raw in bishlam. If you cook them, it's not spicy, and normally it's going to be bread. You can use it for erev tavshilin as well. Yudalef. You name Maliach Ludas Karaplaiskin. Herring. So something which is salted, not cooked. It's not mentioned by Skin. We'll head you the Malach Lamahani layer of Tavshilin. I guess that implies that salted does not work for Tavshilin. And Marvin Behering, Shlobishlotino. So you can't use uncooked or non fried herring. So it says, those which are at the bottom of a barrel, which are pickled in brine, they have the halacha of soaked, and therefore you can use them. If not, says Arukh HaShulchan, begar mikavush, it's worse than soaked, which can use. Kavush be surim hareka mavushal, something which is soaked in terms of it's a heter. You're there. It's like it's cooked. Maliach salted have a rak rotech. It's not like cooked. It's just like it's boiling. Baka der tavshilin daibero seach bilvad. Even though be'er tavshilin is not that thing which just was went through boiling. I feel like I was a cloud. I feel like I was a cloud. And even if it's not really boiling, kaida hach the time, like small fish that doch ba'alma, just rinsing in hot water, havi kavushal, instead of cooking. Shani also knows them in his dead zel derech b'shulon. That's the way in which you cook them. Regam b'Shabbos chayv zeh. And Shabbos you also chayv in this case, not b'Shabbos. Maliach hu kechay, but that's salted is like it's raw. Come to me on the two shulon. Nevertheless, I'm standing two shulon lomba low kosu. They mar milach. Why didn't they write that explicitly? You don't make air with salted stuff. Because normally they're somebody interchangeable, kavush and maluach, and if they're not interchangeable, you should mention it. Memes yesh and glom shomer maliach have eruv. Maybe niach herring have eruv. The Shari Tshuva says it is a good eruv to make eat with herring. Shari Tshuva nechacham tzvi. But also the Shari Tshuva writes, I think it's about Tshuva. The Shari Tshuva the bain kavush bain maluach, whether it's soaked or salted. Bracha. Make the shul without a bracha. Interesting. Interesting compromise. But to me, I'm astounded. The low mahani. The Gemara is quite clear that the salted stuff doesn't work. Shama says there are small salt fish. There's no bishul akum by them. No problem with being cooked by non-Jews. Some of them bishul made of tavshilin. If a non-Jew did roast them, you lose them for erev tavshilin. Why does it say even bigger chiddush? I feel about maliach yotzei tavshilin, but just salted yotzei tavshilin. It's difficult to say, but the Gemara went to tell us that even where he fried them, there's no bishul akum. But that Taisus Mefarshim also Taisus explained that which the Dach Maluchim HaKavonik Shebishlan Achakach, that which you saying which is salt when you cook afterwards. Averbusa Yotzim Tzlon, and it's chiddush more than for some reason than by roasting them. With tzlon, I said for frying, it's roasting really. But tzlon logos and cloud should tzlon and yudi, and by the roast we don't mention all that done by non-Jew and sham. I'm not sure it's done by them. We're not going to use that, but anyway, you're not slowly think someone can have rum. It says here. The kavush vada it's soaked. You definitely have to make a bracha. Okay, when they so okay, of course, it's you can use soak stuff. Rambam will say the same thing. And it says in brackets Asher, but they'll set the very base like a kavush. Even though there's 9 numerate soaked as being what's valid for Erev Tavshilin. Now let's give him the shots in Purish. Since the shots says explicit it is good, how long Tosefta? We're need it Tosefta. You base Erev Tavshilin. Answer the Bashal Chatchila Tavshil about Erev Tavshilin. You don't have to cook a cook dish specifically to serve as Erev Tavshilin. Elafilim Mishurim Machal Erev Tavshilin, leftover cooked dish. You can do Erev Tavshilin. Chazal also said, if you have lentils at the bottom of a pot, you can line them from Erev Yontiv out Erev Tavshilin, designate them to be Erev Tavshilin, Sheish Ben Gazais, if there's Gazais there. You also use the grease that adheres to a knife. Suitable teeth. Yesh Ben Gazais, and Gazais that grease. I learned how to stubborn mitzvah with Shirayim Koelu. Certainly it's not appropriate to do a mitzvah with such, the unappealing leftovers. Shas Meir remains on the bracha, but we'll say if he has no other choice. No complaint, regardless. From here we see she'ain tzarich tavshil michlet. You don't need specifically cooked for Erev Tavshilin dish. Sharatzin says no. Viralach says it's a mitzvah not mufchar to make a cooked dish specifically for the purpose of Erev. He says maybe it's enough even to say that he was saying we should cook for Shabbos, even though it wasn't there in the Erev Tavshilin, because that's the whole point of Erev Tavshilin. You should know the should know the Rova Olam Menichem Erev Tavshilin B'Basar Mevushal. Most people make Erev Tavshin with cooked meat. Shechal Yontif B'Yom Chamishi. Yontif comes out Thursday, B'Yom Shishi, and it's Friday. Shemicha Erev Tavshin B'Yom Revi. If you leave the Erev Tavshin on Wednesday, which you're allowed to do, but using cooked meat, I'll be on Miskakal Shabbos. So I'm going to get ruined by Shabbos. But the Erev was then negated. You should be careful with that. Therefore, usually used a cooked egg. The egg does not get ruined. The master is not properly acquainted with this. We said several times, he told Basar Mabushal, no Shabbos to take the cooked meat. She knew Chalim Vaser Tavshilin, which they used to eat Tavshilin. These Kalkamot, it's very much ruined. Mashiach Sel Chutz, he toss it out. His Yizar Bezemot, definitely be take something which is going to last. And of course, nowadays, refrigeration is not such a big deal. Yud Dalet, mitzvah mina al kol adam la'arei b'fnei atzil. A person make his own erev, not doing his friend's erev. Mikom mitzvah kol gadol la'ir. Unless the mitzvah in any major rub in the city, Larry, we should call it to make the erev in the entire city. Because some people are distracted every yontif. They forget about it altogether. Now we put up posters in shuls and in marketplaces. We'd say erev tavshilin. Over he's that way. People pass by the sign will remember and not forget. Melech shemar b'alachem. So if you make an erev on others, you have to give a portion by being zakat to them, bestowing upon them a portion of tavshilin by another doing it as a two-party transaction. I tell somebody to be zocha on behalf of that person. In order to speak of the shus of the person made erev for the person from the erev is being made, which is bar as we shall see below zayin more, otherwise it's not effective. Everyone says with this erev lana chodim ma'ir says for us and all the people in the city. Came it's meaningless unless you're mizakit to everybody else, to third party in a klum. The rabbi city is responsible for erev. The entire city is the backup. Sharatian says not necessarily the rav of the city, the god of the city, but everybody can mark the eruv to everybody else, and whoever has missed out on it for a compelling reason, they can rely on that. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. Is that few shim? So mishashal and nenas or shiniach eruv nevat. So you find somebody who forgot or who didn't have the time or capacity or compelled not to. Or shiniach eruv nevat. A person set down an eruv got lost. And Amar Sheni Yodel Arif doesn't know how to make an eruv. Or Nashim Sheni about, or women don't have husbands. Sheni Dim Arif don't know how to make an eruv. Yaitz the eruv Shekadol here. You're to the eruv of the main rav in the city, or whoever is the great person in the city. Tziyun says not specifically a gadol. That's the greatest from the city. Everybody you mark as eruv. Everybody else. Everybody else has owners couldn't lie that. But that feels shame to me. Oh no, we did already. Okay, I think I did that. Bishop actually before as well. Bishop says that if a person thought to himself, you know what, I'm yotze with the erev of the rabbi of the city, he can rely on that even chatchila at that point. Some of you did not forget. It could have been erev. Sometimes that's when chatchila gadol a year, but he relies on the gadol a year, knowing that he's not supposed to. Ikra poshe is called a criminal. And he's not yotze with the erev of the gadol a year. Can't pass katuv shel rosh. Same sign. So the Verush, Maisa, and first from a story, the Samuel of the blind person, forgot to make Erev Tavshilin, 1 year next to Sheshachach, Shnei Pamim, and Erev Tavshilin, forgot 2 times Erev Tavshilin. First time the rabbi said it's okay, you can rely on mine, but not the second time. In the Quran right there, it's also true forgot because of laziness, not because of distraction. It was the first time. Yes, that doesn't get the Erev. Okay, so no, but what I shouldn't say we forgot 2 times. Because Shmuel calls them a criminal. Kosh came to Shane Shulchan, but some got to a girl here because Poshea. So now, like we said before, it's only somebody who did not forget, who has a girl here, it's called a criminal. And it says in brackets, On fire shak bagamar the Boshel Omani Smicha Kodalier. Mara says if you're deliberate, criminally negligent in this respect, you can't rely on the Kodalier. Have a Rashi Pirshan Ain Das She says the other way around. The Godel does not remind the sinners. Misha Yesh Misha Tov is Rashi Cholik Adin Zeh. And those that say Rashi argues on the Allah Gemara. Because wrote Shmuel Omar. Shmuel said that his intent is not for the criminals. The movie said, Daito, for this we can refer, if you had him on the criminals, well, it'll be effective. She argues in the rush. Because of a rash, but the Daito allowed, you had in mind even the criminals, Mahani was work. He's a Kosfu, the rush, Chalik Alem. So then they wrote the rush argues. Arukh HaShulchan is in no way letting this go. Tezayin. Utmihani was astonished. Dima Rashi Achalik Rashi. Rashi is Rashi. Love you. The Rashi bring his words. Achalik of an argument. Emes ain kam machlekes. The truth is no machlekes here. Vade gam Rosh Modadim Forish Daito Allah. Rosh also concedes that if he has explicit das on it, the money it's effective. Lam loyal. Well, it shouldn't be effective. From the to somebody else. They don't know what social concepts are. Where they find him this on this. Rush come out. They shall go to him. The stomach that's go to the love. He's not out to the Goliath for another reason because Goliath probably doesn't have you in mind. They ain't died to punishment. He doesn't have mind to include the criminals. You had mind to yield to them, but he had mind to yield to you. The Gam Rashi Piers came. The Shmuel Rashi also explains Shmuel away. Lawyer died to punishment. He had mind the criminals. Moshe Shmuel lawyer died to punishment. Can't go there just like Shmuel have mind the criminals. So to any major rabbi in any city. Sharatin says you're not allowed to have kavanah to be moitzi to the criminals. Okay? This is the part of Mashas of the place. Zesh Kas Rashi enforce your daito lamani, but as the Rashi says, if you did have explicit diets for the Pashea, it works. Zechi there's a rush, but this is what the rush was mechayish. So you have a guy twice in a row who have a Pashea, you're criminally negligent. Okay, below Shachach. So you didn't forget, it was something because that's what got here. On the great rabbi of the city. It's the same thing. Rashi argue on him. Brackets here. Achram badai los like a rush. My devil has a rush two piresh. Poshea ap my los amichta adidi. You're poshea that you didn't rely on mine. Besides, Sham must be live you rock that's a rush. Does it make sense? What he says means the rush. The inquiry of us and plea echlev be daitem. The real rush. How do you not bring their opinion? Actually, says in here should tough us. The plea even though Beisai seems to argue that Shalom this he recants. The Das Aran Loiv doesn't mean the Ran Shun the Perusha the Boshea Kamasha Ashbos for the Quran. They all spoke don't know like the Ran. Can move on as is obvious. The Duke. Still not finished with it, like I said.